Hey everybody, it's GombletX and welcome back to some more Magic Arena. Today we'll be playing another Jumpstart event. Still got a few more packets to collect here before I have the full set of basic lands. The biggest one that I'm looking for is the Phyrexian Swamp, but I'm still missing the Cats packet, the Dogs packet, and a few others, mostly some tribal stuff. So let's see what we open up this time around and see if I can't get that much closer to 100% completion of Jumpstart. So here we have three sets I'm pretty sure I already had before. Reanimated, Lightning, and Spell Casting. I think the most fun sounding one out of all of these is going to be Reanimated for me. I just like Reanimator decks in general. Graveyard synergies are always fun. Lightning seems pretty fine, a bunch of burn spells in it, and then Spell Casting is kind of similar to Lightning, so Lightning and Reanimated, I think, would be my top two here, but I'm going to scoop up Reanimated, see what we get the second time around. We have Above the Clouds, Spirits, and Lightning, unfortunately, all packets that I've had before, but let's see if we can't make a solid deck here. Reanimated Spirits, I mean, pretty flavorful name there. I don't know how well they'd work together. I do like the Lightning pack in general, so Reanimated Lightning sounds kind of cool too. I think it's between Reanimated Lightning and Reanimated Spirits. I'd take Reanimated Lightning for gameplay reasons, but Reanimated Spirits just for the flavor win there. Yeah, we'll go with that. And yeah, I'm just going to hop into the games here and see how well we do. Actually just going to go in blind, I think, for the rest of the Jumpstart events. Not even going to take a peek at the deck. So that's everything we draw is a surprise throughout the games. Of course, I do know in general what each deck is going to have access to, what kind of cards, but now I won't know for sure exactly what like rares and powerful stuff is coming up. So this looks like a pretty great start to a game. Shacklegeist, get that 2-mana 2/2 flyer out, just start hitting our opponent with an evasive threat. We have Eliminate to deal with whatever they're playing. Got a nice draw spell later in the game, this Macabre Waltz. Yeah, I'm going to keep this and see if we can't get off the ground running with this Shacklegeist. We've drawn some other pretty great cards here. Capture Sphere is another piece of interaction to kill one of their cards, and Gloomsower is going to be a big game ender. That's one of those big cards you're supposed to like reanimate. So they have a Teferi's Protege out, and they do have the Teferi packet, as you can see from their blue land. So Teferi and like tree folk over there. They're just trees in general. Sage's Rose Savant, scrying some more cards for them, trying to hit some more lands, I think. Just keep the flying train going. Now we're going to have a Crow of Dark Tidings as well, starting to hit for 4 a turn in the sky. Haven't hit anything great to reanimate. Of course, we do have the Gloomsower in our hand that we could discard to a Macabre Waltz. So that'd be a pretty good combo there if we do draw a spell to reanimate cards. Talrand's Invocation. Ooh, that is a very brutally good card against me right now. Just get 2 2/2 flyers off of one card. That one card is just going to shut off both of the cards I've played so far. Let's just get a 3/3 on the board here. And that way the ground creatures can't attack in. Well, the flyers do trade off, but the 3/3 at least shuts off all of those. Well, Teferi's Ageless Insight, whenever they draw a card, except the first they draw each turn, they draw 2 instead. So any draw spells they play later are going to be very powerful. Just going to take the trades here because we do have Macabre Waltz and I can get my flyers back. I think that's going to be the plan here. And I might even discard a land here over discarding the Gloomsower because I still don't have any way to reanimate cards from my grave. And then I can just grab both of the 2 mana spirits. Seems good to me. Actually, rookie mistake. This card just seems like garbage. I'm going to be honest. I'm just going to discard that. Probably keep the land that gets us closer to actually playing the Gloom Sower later in the game. Alright. Teferi's Ageless Insight does work really well with Teferi's Protege. Now that's 2 mana, tap it, draw 2 cards, then discard a card. I don't think that the Teferi deck has a way to survive milling itself out. So if they draw too many cards here, then we could just try to mill them. But hopefully we have an aggressive enough start here. Spiralfist Oak is probably going to get to hit me for 1,000,000, so I'm probably going to have to chump block with the Tome Anima. I guess we can use the Nebelgast Herald to tap down the Oak. And Rattlechains? Yeah, Rattlechains with Nebelgast Herald, we can really do a lot at instant speed here. Both of these cards have flash, and Rattlechains gives all of our other spirits flash, even if the Nebelgast Herald didn't have it in the first place. So we're probably just going to play the Nebelgast Herald when they go to combat here, and then hold on to Rattlechains to give hexproof if they try to kill any of our other spirits. Do want to make sure that I'm getting as much just good flying power on the board as quickly as possible here. So I'm still putting pressure on my opponent. That's why I did that instead of Capture Sphering, which I could do to permanently deal with the Oak. I'm probably going to actually have to Capture Sphere the Gnarled Sage here so I can keep attacking in. Alright, now we'll play the Rattlechains here, which is going to tap the Gnarled Sage thanks to Nebelgast Herald's effect. So we get the attack in this turn with all 3. So we're hitting for 6 damage every turn. We do have the Capture Sphere if we need to shut off an attacker here. We can chump block one of them with the Tome Anima. Ooh. Well, that's not good for us at all. Not anything we can do about that, though. So now we can't block at all here. And they cast Explore to draw 2 more cards. Definitely going to have to Capture Sphere the Burlfist Oak instead of the Reach Creature, which is kind of brutal because the Reach Creature gives itself Vigilance, which is pretty rough. So like we take 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Actually, if they attack with Burlfist Oak and Sage's Rose Savant and then use Teferi's Protege's ability, then we're dead to Burlfist Oak. Because that'll give it +4/+4 because they'll draw 2 more cards. So that hits for 12, that hits for 2. We don't have lethal next turn. If we had lethal next turn, then we could, I guess, Capture Sphere Gnarled Sage because we can hold up Eliminate to use on Sage's Rose Savant. So even if they do attack with just Burlfist Oak, we only get hit for 12, not 14. But the fact that we don't have immediate lethal next turn, I think I have to just deal with the Oak here and play a longer game. Because we can use Shacklegeist's ability to tap down their other attackers in future turns as long as we're not attacking with ours. And that way we can wait it out till we draw another spirit so that we have lethal on board. I'm going to go ahead and eliminate Teferi's Protege here to take a little bit less damage. And it's the best card they have that we can kill with that. Alright, and we did hit Gloom Sower mana. That's something. We're at 8. If they don't have a pump spell, we just take 6. However, if we attack with these, we're going to lose one of them. Although if they don't have any removal, that'd be lethal, because we can attack with all of these. They block 1, take 4. Then we play a Gloom Sower. We have 3 creatures left, because we have these 2 and a Gloom Sower, and They can only block one of the flyers, and if they block Gloomsower, they take 2 as well. So they're dead either way. If they don't have removal. I'm just going to go for it here. Jumpstart's pretty low stakes, so we're going to go for the very high risk play. Put them down to 4. Every one of our creatures is going to hit for 2 damage, at least if it gets through. And if Gloomsower gets blocked, it still hits them for 2 life. So they have 1 creature that can block flyers. Ooh, Crushing Canopy on the Burlfist Oak. That's a way to remove the Gloomsower, because we're going to have to block there, most likely. We're going to have to block somewhere here. We're at 8. Yeah, I'm going to have to block Burlfist Oak in case they have an instant speed draw spell. It looks like they don't. So we survive and just get in with the flyers there. So the play did work out. Because then they had to put that pressure on, because they knew if we just attacked with all 3 next turn, even if they left the reach creature untapped, we would have lethal. So that'll be the first game. Just an immediate win for Reanimated Spirits. See if we can't keep that momentum up. Just get a nice 2-0 victory. Get all of our prize rares out of the way real quick so we can just hop into another Jumpstart in this recording session. And try to get to that Phyrexian stuff. So I think I'm going to keep this. We've got a 2-drop creature turn 2. Again, I don't think there's enough reanimation cards in this deck for me to be excited about Miasmic Mummy making me discard a card, but it makes our opponent discard a card too, so it's an even playing field in that sense. And my deck has some bad cards like Rookie Mistake that I'm very okay with discarding. Ooh, a Mire Triton is the draw though. I think I'll still play the Miasmic Mummy here, because I'm not going to want to attack in with a 2-1 Death Touch against their 1-3. It's just not a good trade. Our opponent's on a Witches and Well-Read. So Well-Read Witches it is. They're going to be drawing a ton of cards, and the Witches deck is going to have a lot of like sacrifice effects and stuff like that. Some life gain. Kind of want to just get Rattle Chains out and start attacking with flyers again. But if I do that, I can't Winged Words because it costs 2 mana, even if I control a flyer, 3 mana otherwise. So I'm not making the most of my mana by doing that, but I am getting my evasive threat going. Alright, now we do have 4 mana now, so I can play this Tome Anima to set up the unblockable attack with it next turn. We'll be casting Winged Words, that'll give Tome Anima unblockability. Just finding whatever ways we can to push through evasive damage. Because that is a big booty visionary. I suppose it can... it'll die to the Tome Anima, so it can't block the Tome Anima anyway. And our opponent's stuck on 3 lands there, I guess, after having to discard that island from the Mummy, so Arcane Encyclopedia, play another land, seems fair. Just have some late game plays, I suppose. Now, I'm actually just going to... well, never mind. Was considering eliminating the Erratic Visionary there, so that I could get in with all my creatures, but I can get in with all but 1 and play another flying threat instead, since I did draw into the Crow of Dark Tidings, so I would rather do that there. Now we have an Eliminate and a Capture Sphere, shut off all of their blockers probably, so take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very close to lethal. Definitely want to kill that Bogbrew Witch before it can accomplish anything, because those are some good abilities, grabbing those cards that synergize really well later on. And I'm just going to attack with all. The only blocks they can make is to block our 2-2 or our 3-3. They can't kill anything that we're attacking with here. So we seem to be in a very good aggressive position. They're at 6 life. They're going to take 4 more from the flyers this turn. We have an Eliminate to get rid of that Visionary to get 1 blocker out of the way. Would not be surprised if we just have lethal next turn. All depends on what they can get down here, though. Onerophage, and a Festering Newt. So they did get 2 blockers, one of which is flying, and I can't eliminate it. So I don't think we have lethal anymore. Plus, Festering Newt can kill the Crow of Dark Tidings when it dies with that -1/-1. That actually really mucks things up here, because this costs too much mana to kill with an eliminate. So we can kill like the Visionary or the Newt. I guess I probably just attack with the flyers here, because then they take 4, or they have to trade into a flyer. Which is definitely better than the Newt trading into a flyer. I don't really want to let the Newt trade off for a flyer. When I can get a much better trade by killing this giant squid thing that can get very large throughout the game. Alright, we'll play a Mire Triton here. If we have 2 more attackers than our opponent has blockers now, we will have lethal, because all of our attackers do at least 2. So, again, if 2 of them get in, we'll be doing 4 damage. So, here's where Eliminate may be able to push through lethal. Let's see. Well, they're dead on board. Do I just go for the attack, or do I eliminate pre-combat here? I'm going to eliminate pre-combat. I can't foresee them having a better creature than this to kill. That costs 3 or less mana. Alright. Now 3 of these get in? They've got to have like instant speed removal here. They do, finishing blow. Alright, and that is why you eliminate pre-combat there. Because it plays around that removal spell. If we just attack all, they get 2 blocks off and then kill one of our unblocked creatures and survive with like 2 health there. But with that pre-combat, eliminate, we play around the removal spell and get them dead a turn faster there. They don't have to worry about what they may have had in the future. So that was a real quick, nice and clean Jumpstart run there with a really good deck, Reanimated Spirits. I think the Spirits deck in particular did play very well. It does have that rookie mistake in it, which, you know, it's kind of a rookie mistake putting that in your deck in the first place, but otherwise the deck has been really solid, just getting evasive threats. It's got a couple removal spells and a counter spell too. I guess just a Capture Sphere, and then the temporary removal spell of Frost Breath. But yeah, the spirits themselves are all very good. Just really hard to block with their flying abilities, and they have just good instant speed, tricksy things like hexproof, tapping things down, and all that kind of stuff. Just a very, very solid deck for sure. Let's see what our Reanimate deck had there, because it didn't shine all that much. We just had some mediocre cards for it. The Eliminate was pretty good, just having more removal. Looks like we had Doomed Necromancer and Rise Again, so we did have 2 different ways to bring creatures back from the graveyard to the battlefield, so that definitely makes the cards like the Miasmic Mummy, Macabre Waltz make a little more sense. Yeah, we had a Carrion Grub as well. That was a really fun card to draft with in M21. Drafting a blue-black Reanimator in that format was always a good time. We also had a Gormand to reanimate, so not just the Gloomsower. Nice, so, you know, overall, definitely a fantastic Jumpstart run this time around. But that is going to end that Jumpstart run. I will be sure to be doing more of them until I can get that Phyrexian Swamp for sure, so expect those videos every now and then when I don't have time to hop into a full draft, because usually these Jumpstart events, as you can see here, I can just bust those out real quick, just a 20-minute little event here when we go 2-0 like that. So anyways, thank you all for watching. If you made it to the end of the video and you're enjoying the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, those good things that let the YouTube algorithm know that you are enjoying it and want to see more. And with all that out of the way, just once again, thank you very much for sticking around, watching the whole video, and I'll see you again very soon for more Magic Arena. Definitely going to get back into more premiere drafts of Dominaria throughout the week when I have longer time to record, and of course some more Jumpstart to get that Phyrexian land. But I'll see you then.